Hello, it's Sean, obviously. I'm popping on here and getting in front of you because I've just had an idea and I wanted to share this moment with you, even though I'm not going to give you all of the details. Roll with me for a second. When I first started doing Super Party, the idea was always to have the weekly webcomic be the one-off funny single-page stories, and then for there to be full-length comic books with full-length 20-something page stories, and that content is separate from the webcomic, okay? So that the print comic book series is not just the webcomic collected up, but it's actually separate content. So that's been the idea. When I did Benny Bunny Meets Benny Banana, I always pictured that was going to be issue number 1 of the Super Party comic book. I did it on the web just to get myself going on the website and the webcomics, to kick myself in the ass to get that story finished and to build, just a rhythm of doing the webcomic. And so once I got going on the webcomic the way I had saw it, I took Benny Bunny down so that it's now no longer on the web, and then it'll be one day issued in print. Now, I'm going to have to make the comic book happen myself. That's fine. And that's the way that I do things, is always like when I see something and I have to make it materialize, I just go through walls, I try new things, I invent something new, I go crazy and I make it happen, and that's how I've always done things, and it's worked out so far. The trouble with getting the comic book going has been that the people who are going to be most interested in it and want to buy it are going to be the hardcores. The hardcores have already read that story because they've likely been following the Super Party website since the beginning. So I've been having trouble trying to get myself to that place where I'm excited enough to make the comic book happen that I'll go through walls to make it happen. I've had trouble getting to that place, being that I haven't thought of how to pack in the value that makes it worthwhile to do it. Until today, when I just had the aha moment that what if the issue number 1 Super Party comic book was this 40 or 50 something page monstrosity that had that one story that some people will have already seen, but then also had another story. So basically take the content that would have been issue number 2 and pack it in and issue that as a supersized issue number 1 and just have that be the big comic book. That is something huge, not only because it's now got the new story, but just the added heft of it being that big and thick of a book, as just having something to put out there. I mean, that's a big deal. That's a big oomph. That's a big wow. That's something worth celebrating. That's something worth having a party for. That's something worth going through walls to make it happen. So now that I know how to do the comic book in such a way that it will have that oomph, how do we go about paying for it? Because printing is expensive. Well, I just had what I think is an idea that nobody's ever tried before, a way to get it happening. And I'm not going to tell you all the details of it just yet because I want to think it through a little more and make sure that it's totally doable. And yeah, so now that I know what I want that object that is the comic book to be, and I know how it can have that oomph and how I can make it just that awesome that I have to make it happen and have to make sure you get one. And so it doesn't just exist here for just me to enjoy, but it's out here in the world for you to have too. Now that I got that down, now begins the process of doing whatever it takes to get it out there. So thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for checking the websites, reading my blog, reading Super Party every week, and I am really, really, really glad that you've come on this journey with me, and that I hope that you'll come with me so that when we get to that point where that new comic book is printed and I open the box and I take one copy out and I lay out all of the old comic books I've done and I take the new one and I go through my ritual of, I'm getting tingles now just thinking about it, just picturing the moment. When I picture laying that beautiful, gorgeous thing in line with all the rest that I've done and letting it join its family, that's a moment that no human being has ever sat in on before. But it's a moment that I'm telling you right now in this video that if you help me get this comic book materialized and make it happen, I'm going to have that moment happen on video for you to see. And oh man, I'm getting all the tingles up and down the spine just thinking about it now. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Thanks for watching, and let's make something awesome happen together.